Alright. Hello, this is the first stream, if you're on. Let me get some setup stuff. Give me a second.
There are those who factor.
Oh, someone's here. Hello. Okay, let's see if this works. Hello people. Give me just a second. Okay, let me... Alright. Alright, let's see. If I have any tech issues, someone please let me know, because I think I haven't not tried streaming yet, so this is a little bit of an experiment. Yeah, well, evidently things are working if you guys are here, so yeah, anyway, so as the title says, today we're doing the next series in the Instagram Reels. Hi Bodo, hi boys. Yeah, thanks for hanging out. So if those of you who have not seen it yet, somehow 15,000 people asked for a T-Rex skull with a wizard hat. So, not really sure why or where that came from, but we're gonna see what we can do and how to design it. So, yes, that's right. This is the first live stream. So, yeah, if you guys have any things like, oh, like you can't hear the mic or there's background noise or something, just let me know. I'll try to fix stuff. So yeah, I actually have purposely not started working on this until now, so that you guys can see the full thing start to finish. Yeah, Bodo is the skeleton man, so we may do a little bit of skellying. So where do we start? Right. Oops. So I think usually the way to start is we need to make a sketch of what we need. And by sketch I mean like literal, like pen on paper. So I don't know about you guys, but I'm not a huge like dinosaur skull expert, so I'm gonna have to look up a picture and then we'll see what it looks like. So what I'm seeing, I'm just gonna draw a sketch, and then we're going to, after that, see how we can convert this into origami. So, oh yeah, by the way, if you guys have other questions that are like not related to this, just feel free to ask. Some people have been asking about my hands and stuff like that. So if you're curious, now's the time to ask. Okay, so it looks like so the main thing about a skull is there's like a lot of holes. I'm seeing like this, I guess this is a nose hole maybe, some sort of like, I don't know, some sort of hole right here. Then there's like a big hole, and then there's like another hole behind it, and as far as I can tell, that seems pretty good. So if you're not a dinosaur expert, this probably looks good enough to you, and if you are a dinosaur expert, maybe you can help me out. But yeah, something like that, and then there's teeth, and then I guess we're gonna need a wizard hat. So I think that's just like a cone with like a rim. Maybe? I don't really know. Yeah, we use a pen because, I don't know, I feel it's easier to see. I also like color coding, so like this is my, well, I don't know how we can see the colors, but this is what I do when I can't sleep at 3 a.m. is I do circle packing and stuff, so. Yeah, I like pens because I like colors, and anyways, okay. I'm thinking, so here's the thing, right? If we do just the skull with the hat, then it has to be like a pretty damn good skull. So one trick I'm thinking is maybe, you know, the commenter asked for just a skull, but I think if we make the full skeleton, I don't think they'll complain. So the reason why that's interesting is because if you have the full skeleton, which I'll draw it in a sec, but if you have the full skeleton, then the skull is only a part of it, and if the skull is less detailed, then people don't care because, well, it's a full skeleton, right? And the rest of the body is actually pretty easy. The skull is like by far the hardest part of a skeleton. Everything else is just stick figure, tree, circle packing, box pleating. So I don't think that would be a huge problem. So I'm thinking maybe we can like kind of add some filler, do the rest of the skeleton. So let me Google a picture of the rest of the skeleton. Which, yeah, okay. So, oh, the other thing, we can also make it cartoony-ish. Bodo says bigger brim. Okay, I'm assuming you mean the hat. So, again, I think for the sketch, it's just to get a sense of structure. The actual shaping is like a lot separate from this. Okay, so here's the spine column, I guess. There's like a rib cage. I don't know how to draw this. Okay, some sort of rib cage for some like body area, and then there's like arms and like a shoulder bone. So there's something here, and then dude, I don't know, man. Dude, Travis Nolan is gonna be so upset. Sorry, man. Okay, something like that, and there's like I guess like a hip bone, and then like the legs are just kind of skinny, right? And then the tail should go out. So as far as like origami goes, this is basically what we need to be working with. Okay. So definitely we'll need a long flap for the tail. We'll definitely need a long flap for the leg, and we're not really super worried about toes because we can shape that in later. So like we're gonna need something like a long tail flap, and we'll need like these 2 long leg flaps, and I'd say they're about, well, the tail's maybe a little bit longer, but the leg's gonna shorten down a lot when you shape it, whereas the tail maybe you won't as much because there's less bends. Well, so Bodo says full skeleton needs a big grid, which is probably true, but not unless we make it like chibi/cartoony/22.5. So yeah, we'll see what happens. Okay. Then we're gonna have, so here's the rib cage section. So one way you could do ribs is I guess the more traditional way is you like make a bunch of flaps, right? And then these flaps will be like, you know, some small river in between, which is pretty annoying. If you ever worked with small rivers, you know sometimes they like invert the flaps, which is kind of annoying to deal with. You get a lot of thickness. So I'm feeling lazy. Like I don't really want to spend the next like 3 weeks on this. I just want to get something done. So what I'll probably do is I'll probably do some sort of like wide flap like this, and then use like pleats. Use like texture to like make the illusion of ribs, which I think is probably a better way to go. Okay, and then I still don't understand how these arms work. Okay, I'm just gonna say arms are like just some flap that goes like that. Like I don't know if it's accurate or not, but it is. Okay, and then we have our actual head. So the head is going to be like its own challenge, right? As that's kind of that's what the whole prompt was, is make the head. So we're gonna let's break down the head and see what it takes. What are we gonna do? Oh yeah, again, if you just joined, the reason why I'm like kind of slow right now is because I purposely didn't work on this, so I have like zero preparation. With like you guys get the full story. So yeah, okay. So right off the bat, I think one structure that I'm imagining is, so I'm going to forget about the body for a second, right? So imagine we can do anything we want for the head, and then the body will accommodate. So the head is the priority, right? So I see three major flaps, right? We have a flap for the jaw, flap for the like this top part, and then a flap for the hat. So what I'm thinking is maybe we could okay, so if I just draw like this, or let's add on to this tree. If I just go like this, so this is not super helpful because not all arrangements of flaps will do this. For example, let's say I'm like let's say I'm doing box pleating, and then I box pleat like this. Right, so this will be three flaps, kind of like that, but this is not super helpful because how are we going to shape it? So thinking in advance in terms of shaping, so imagine if we could, so I'm going to start thinking in 22.5 now. So let's say we had a 22.5 flap like this, okay, and then let's see, then beneath it we had another 22.5 flap, so I'll draw the dotted line. Okay, so there's like another 22.5 flap, and they're like joined at the base here. And then behind that is another one. So again, I don't actually know how we would do this, but if we did have these three 22.5 flaps that were stacked on top of each other like that, maybe we could use that to make the bottom one the skull, or the jaw. The middle one is like the top part of the skull, and then this top one is the hat. So maybe that's an approach. Okay, so this actually doesn't have to be 22.5. So the box pleating equivalent would look something like this. So if I, let's see, here's like a center flap, and then behind it is like another center flap, and then behind that is like another, maybe at this point it's like the edge. So what I'm thinking is something like, here's the edge of the paper, yeah. Something like this, if you guys can read that as a packing. Or here, I'll draw the crease point for half of it in case you're not super familiar with box pleating. Okay. Okay, comments. So yeah, Boyce agrees, texture is a good idea. Yes, I agree. Bodo asks, are you still at MIT? Yes, I am on campus right now. And hello, not sure who you are, Cheese, but yes, I love you too, Cheese. Okay, great. Alright, so now I guess we can start test folding. So we can try the box pleating approach first. We'll just fold like a grid. And oh, I just forgot. Okay, so we'll also, I think one goal would be to color change the hat. So at least color change a solid color, just so you can like see that this is a different object than the rest of it, right? So that means that in this stack, the hat has to be this one. So that's just something to keep in mind. And one thing that might be cool, this is just an idea. So I don't really know what a wizard hat looks like, but I feel like the stereotypical one is like it has like some stars on it. Right, that will make it like really wizardy. So I think it would be cool if we could color change these stars to be white, and then the rest of the hat is like blue or some dark color. And I guess what I'm imagining right now is this edge flap. So if I draw the edge flap from the back side, it will look like this, kinda. Okay. Whoa. Okay, so Bodo says that went quick from design to test world. Well, you know, okay, let me finish with that, and I'll get back to this. So if we make some small like stub flaps like this, like a little like edge flap sticking out on the side of this edge flap, then we can use that to basically we have to make the edge trace out the shape of the star. So if I can like have my edge look like this, and then it branches off, and then like it goes off and does something weird, like make a star, and then comes back, then everything, let's see, let me make another one. Okay, then everything inside this region is white, and everything outside this region is dark. Okay, and then if we just shape these two seams to come closer together, and same thing here, shape all the seams to come close together, then what we're left with is these stars. Anyway, so we'll get back to that. The reason why, okay, so Bodo says that's quick from design to test world. So this weekend actually is a special event. So this weekend we are doing the first ever origami speed battle. So what does that mean? So some of you probably know about the death battle, which is Origami Dan's like 1v1 design tournament where each competitor has like, you know, like, oh sheesh. Like, what is it, like a few weeks, I think? Maybe like 2 weeks to design your model, and then you vote. So in this competition, you only have 20 minutes to design your model. So you'll show up to the competition, and then you'll be assigned like your opponent, and then the two of you will be given, okay, today you guys are making like a veterinarian or something, and you have 20 minutes to design and fold. So in a situation like that, you don't have time to draw a crease pattern. You just gotta go and just fold it up. Same thing in real life. If you're like hanging out with people and they're like, oh hey, I heard you do origami, can you make me a firefighter, or make me a croissant, right? You don't have time to design, so you just gotta go fold it. So I think it's a good skill to know the theory, but it's also a good skill to be able to just jump in and do it. Okay, so I'm cursed gridding, and I'm going to start with a 8x8 grid. I think that yeah, that should be sufficient to get 3 2-unit flaps. They're stacked on top. Oh, is it? Yeah, it'll be fine. It'll be fine. Yeah, that's true. Yes, you would not be making a skeleton and wizard hat in the 2-minute competition or 20-minute, but yeah, I feel like there's only so much you can see with on paper, like drawing. I think at the end of the day, you really just gotta, at least for me personally, right? You just have to get in there and start folding, because I think it's easier to find solutions and stuff when you have a physical thing to touch. Someone says Seraphim when, so I don't know, man. Yeah, I actually, so when the challenge that said biblically accurate angel, there's like a few different types, right? There's like the Seraphim, for context, in I think Isaiah chapter 6, Isaiah like sees like the throne room of God, and there's like these 6-winged creatures that are like flying around. So I was actually considering doing that, but I felt like the multi-headed one was a little bit more interesting. So yeah. Oh, Bodo, make sure to go to sleep. Okay, someone just joined, so we are currently I'll leave the sketch up because I think it's fun. So we're currently working on the next top comment challenge, which was to make a T-Rex skull with a wizard hat. So that's what we're trying to do. All right. Okay, so here's what we have so far, and I'm starting to see this is maybe, I don't know. We'll see where this goes. So I have my 3 flaps, and if I were being like super, okay, let's say if I were in like a super big hurry, I would do something like. So I need to get, this is the, okay, whatever happens, this is going to be like the top jaw, right? So let's get this lower jaw underneath it. So what's the lazy way? So okay, so the easy way is something like this, right? This is the way you would see it done, like traditionally, is something like that. And then we could like maybe narrow this out. And this is like okay, but you see that our flap like goes all the way down to here, but this like, you know, it cuts off right here, right? So we have a flap that's like this long, but we only get this much, right? So it's not ideal. I wonder if there's a way we can do it differently. So let's okay, I'm going to increase my grid size real quick. I'm going to just cursed grid a few extra units. So let me go down to 16ths. Okay, let's get this unit also. Because the other thing is we're going to need teeth. So teeth will kind of make or break the skull. So we'll have to find some sort of teeth structure at some point. Which I think with box splitting, it's pretty doable, but it's just a little bit extra things to think about. Okay, so the thing that I had in mind, I don't know if this will work. By the way, yeah, again, if you're new, or if you just joined, I really don't know what we're doing today. So that's why you guys get the full picture of what it looks like behind the scenes. When you guys ask for something super random, like a T-Rex wearing a hat, this is what I do on my own usually. But today we're streaming it. Okay, so I did something a little weird. Maybe not uniaxial, but let's see. Okay, so we still only, so the flap went all the way down to here, and inevitably there's some that we can't use. But what I think we can do this time is we now have like the, okay, we can maybe call it like, so you know how those, I don't really know, again, I don't know anything about dinosaurs, but you know how they sometimes have like a webby thing in their jaw? So maybe this can be that, maybe? So if I thin this out, the mouth now looks like it goes all the way down to here, whereas before it only went to here. So I don't really know if that's what we want to do, but it's an option. Okay, this is not really looking like a skull yet, but at some point it will. We'll have to figure out how we want to make the holes. So the holes in the skull are like pretty hard. So what we could do is okay, so this maybe probably the brute force way to do this is we would say, okay, so this is our flap, and then we'll just like make a flap that goes like this, make the flap goes like that, and then make a flap that goes like that here, and then we'll make a flap that covers the roof of it like that. So then we'll have basically in our tree it'll look something like this, and then another flap that goes on top, and then we connect them like here, and so then it'll look like there's a hole. So that takes a lot of flaps and a lot of paper. Yeah. The alternative is we could do kind of what we did with the cheese, which I don't think I have the cheese with me, or I have to go dig it up. But the cheese basically has like, it's like a tessellation. So you have a hole. I can't draw this. How do you draw this? Yeah, but basically you use a bunch of pleats, and then you get like a hole in the middle. which is an option, but yeah, I don't know. So we'll have to figure out how to get that. Yeah, this is a pretty unusual challenge to get a good thing. Oh, I guess another way is so this hole is 3D, but we could also use like the layer ordering. So if, for example, we have like yeah, let me just get a new sheet. Let's see. Okay, did I miss any messages? Okay, I kind of did. Let's see. Is this my first stream? Yes, it is my first stream. Thrones would be more interesting. Oh, yeah. Okay, so for the biblically accurate angel, the thrones. I felt like the thrones are. There was not a lot of description. I think there's also the wheels. Oh, you're talking about the wheels. So yeah, the wheels. It would be. I made a gear once from one sheet, and it had like the spikes which could be turned into eyes. So I might, if I were to do the wheels, the spinning wheels with wings, then maybe I'll do something like that. Okay. Oh yes. Wearing a pizza. Okay, yeah, he does look like a pizza. We'll have to make that hat not like the pizza. It'll be a cone, I think, in 3D, so it'll be fine. Okay, fold George Washington using a dollar bill. Yeah, well, you can comment it next time and people vote for you. Okay, what else? Okay, great. My preferred brand of kami. I actually don't know. So, okay, so to be completely honest, I'm just using like the origami supply. And so I think years ago, Jason Koo like bought a huge like truckload from Origami USA's like thing. They all have like the little Origami USA label, and we have like too much of it. So I've just been using that. I have not bought my own kami in like a while. So, but I think Toyo is probably the good one from Japan. That's the one that like most of them are from, anyways. Okay. Yeah, we might need a larger paper to test fold this. But the good news is, once we get the head is like most of the challenge. The rest of it is just for extra. To kind of, what's the word? Add some like fluff to it. Okay, so I'm wondering if this is, well, now that I look at it, it's maybe not a great way to do it. But the way I was thinking about doing this hole is that this square is like lower in elevation than the rest of it, just by the way layer ordering works. So we could get away with that. Yeah. Could we? Yeah. We could also do something like, let's see if I can. We can also do some weird. So again, this is not going to be very fun to implement in like in the middle of a structure. It's also very square. So, but we can do a whole structure like this. So let me show you. So yeah, I'll do the rest later, but you kind of get the idea. But yeah, this would not be fun to do in a flap, so I think this is probably not a great idea, but we'll hold on to it just in case. Let's go back to this. So how the hell are we gonna do this? Oh, another way we could do this is so I don't know if you guys remember my dodo skeleton. That was like 4 years ago. But basically the way that one does the because all skulls basically have this thing, right? Have eye sockets. So what we can do is we can actually, instead of this tree, we'll do a tree something like this, where it just kind of goes and then loops on itself. and then each one of these is a hole. So this is again kind of a brute forcey way, and it's like a lot of center flaps. Just kind of what I'm imagining right now is what our packing looks like so far is something like this. So so this is the top of the paper, some edge, the top edge, and we need to make some amount of paper. So like this much. I'll just draw this much for now. So some amount of paper is going to be allocated to be the hat. Then we need. This is our hat flap. Then here's our head with the holes in it, and it's like looping over like this. And then here's the teeth. And I'm sure the world would forgive us if we didn't do teeth here, because I think that, well, I'll come back to the teeth, but maybe we'll have teeth inside. So what I'm imagining right now is, too many ideas. Let's do the upper jaw first. So the upper jaw would have to be something like, so normally it would be something like this, right, to make a center flap. But if we make all these like little things, it'll look something more like I don't know, something like that, right? Where each of these is a flap, and the spacing of it will fix at some point. Is this readable? I'm trying to go fast, but if I'm just drawing scribbles to you, I can slow down and explain what's going on. So basically, the TLDR is the top jaw is going to be some super tall center flap, I think is the move. Oops. Yeah. Okay, so by the way, I'm just drawing this, so the actual grid might look something like this, like double the grid size that's on the paper, but I'm just abstracting it. Okay, if we wanted to do teeth, we would need to do the same zigzaggy thing, and it would look something like this, where each one of these is like a pleat. And then we would shape them out to make spikes, which is again going to add even more length to this. Then, to make the lower jaw, what we could do is we can continue that pattern and just go back up. Right. But maybe what a better way is we can actually the other skeleton that I've done under my belt is the shark skeleton. I don't know if you've some of you probably know it, but basically the way that one works is the bottom jaw looks something like this, right? So in a real animal, the jaw looks something like this, right? It's like a loop. So what we can do is we can break it right here, and then make two flaps. So we actually have a flap going like this, and there's teeth on it. And we have a flap going like this, and there's teeth on it. And then on top we have like the big flap or something. And then this may or may not be connected. But basically, here's what I'm thinking. The TLDR is, I think we can do the teeth onto the side, because right now we're taking up so much vertical space. At some point we're just going to use up like the paper, like the more we use, the longer the paper gets this way, which means the longer the paper gets that way is not fun. So we need to start using horizontal space, is basically the gist of it, what I'm saying. So for now I'll just mark off like this. And in reality, it maybe would look something more like that. Which is not quite enough, because this top jaw is very tall because one has teeth, and two it has like these eyeball holes, these like loops which add up. So we're gonna need something else to take up space here. I wonder if hold on. Okay, let's come back to this. Let's test out what we have so far. So I want to see if we can get this like top head structure, and I'm going to use a larger grid just to see how much we need, and then that will give us a better estimate for how much space we can take up. So I'm going to switch over to a larger sheet. Let's get out a okay. Oh, I'm running low on Kami. Okay. So I'm still using a colored sheet because maybe I'll do some wizard hat testing, but yeah. Alright, thanks boys. Thanks for stopping by. Yes, I think the stream gets automatically saved as a video afterwards. So yes, if you want to go to sleep, Bodo, you should sleep. BP nail clipper. So Jeremy Schaefer has one, and it's a action model. So when you squeeze the thing, it'll make the motion. I believe it's in one of his books. I don't remember if it's BP or not. I think it's 22.5. But again, if there's something that you want, just get it in the comments. And so, yeah. Yeah, I was hoping this might be possible at 22.5. Especially because, just as like a T-Rex in general, right? It has like a really long tail, 2 really long legs, and a lot of stuff in the front. So that roughly means the diagonal symmetry is actually a pretty good option. Right, because each corner, like 2 corners for the legs, 1 corner for tail, 1 corner for head. But I'm not sure how I would do the skull details. So I think the fine details is where box painting really excels. So I think you just kind of have to take it. Yeah, those of you who don't know, good night, Bodo. So the way that you make grids fast is you actually crease through the layers, which some of you may know that will cause some slippage and it'll make it less precise. But if you're just testing for like this model, this piece of paper is like not going to turn into anything final or polished. So it's actually okay if it's like slightly off. This is more about saving time than. Okay, so here's my 16 grid. I'm unsure if this will be enough. Yeah, I think it's good enough. Okay, let's see what we got. So I'm going to start with 4 units on top for the hat. Okay. Oh, actually, since people are watching, I'll just draw it out. So. Okay, so we're going to have white side out because the bones are white. The hat will be yellow. So here's 4 units of hat. And then let's see. How many holes do we want to make? So, I'm thinking 3. Maybe like 1, 2, 3. We'll skip the big one. Skip the small one. So it'll be like the nose hole, whatever this is, and then whatever that is. So that means we'll need, here's 1 center flap, 2 center flaps, and then, I guess, a 3rd center flap. So 3 flaps, and then the last one will be pretty small. So, okay, we might need to, okay, the other thing, we can use partials. So even if I subdivide this into 30 seconds here, we can always subdivide back out when we're using, or anyways, we'll get there. So for now, when we do a test volt, it's just whatever needs to get done, do it. Right? Don't worry about the cost in terms of like paper. Okay. So here, I'm just gonna start here at the bottom because I just want to use whatever my paper is good enough for. Okay, so this will be, this will probably become 2 units long, so that's long enough for a nose hole maybe. Then let's give 1 unit. Okay, okay, so the flap is 4 units long, and that's reflected in oh, you can't see it. This length right here, 4 units, right? So where do I want to place my flaps? So I think I'll place 1 unit here. So that's the nose. This will come around to become the nose hole. Then we've got I wonder if this will work. So I'm thinking, okay, you know what? Who cares? We'll try it out. So let me pre-crease it into 30 seconds real quick, and then we'll just we don't need to plan out the things exactly. We'll easily just ally stretch them and figure it out on the fly. So let me just grid this up real quick. Am I close to an airport? I mean, not that close, but there is one. I mean, Boston does have an airport. Okay. Yeah, what should we grid the? I'm just debating whether we should grid the hat too. Yeah, why not? Why not? Okay. And most of these sides won't actually be pleated or anything, so I'm only going to make the 30 seconds grids down the middle. Alright, that didn't take too long. So I have it now creased down to 30 seconds. And I think what I'll do is I'll just go ahead and make this, I'll pre-crease this much, just so I have a few ridges to go off of. Three, 4. Oh, I can't count, man. Okay. Okay. So, if we were diagramming this, we would now make a nice sequence, because now instead of like some massive collapse, I just have to sync this in and out. Which is not to say that everyone loves syncing, but at least it's procedural. Okay, what's the cheapest high quality, I assume you mean big paper? I think for like size to price, I would actually recommend tracing paper. So tracing paper you can usually buy by the roll, and it will give you like, I don't know, like maybe like 100 meters or something. By 100 meters by, I don't know, like 60 centimeters. So that's pretty cheap. For maybe like 20 bucks. So that's like a lot of paper. Like you probably will never run out of that. So that's good for like large test folds. I folded my Ryujin out of that. I don't use it as much these days because I don't do as much complex box plating as I used to. But yeah, I would probably say tracing paper is the best. But yeah, tracing paper is like it's crunchy, so it doesn't shape super well, which is why it's great for test folds. But yeah, it's mostly for structural things, I'd say. Alright, so I don't like how skinny this is, but we can do level shifters later to widen the hat out. So I'm not too worried about this. I think we'll widen it out, but the head definitely needs to be skinny. So oh, and I also realized that there's another way to make teeth using like ridges. So we'll come back to that. And, let's see. So let me just okay, I guess I can start pre-creasing. I think that would be helpful. So I don't want to be doing too many like Elias stretching and stuff later on. So the first one is 2 units. Maybe? Okay, you know what, let's just see it. Let's just try it and see. Sorry, this is taking a long time. We'll be there soon. Alright. I wonder if hex splitting would be interesting. Hex splitting would be cool for maybe the ribs texture and the teeth, maybe. I'll have to come back to this thought. Especially if we're doing book symmetry. So hex splitting's fatal flaw is that it cannot do diagonal symmetry very well. But I think we're okay here. Since I don't think we would... Well, actually... Yeah, I was going to say we're probably not going to do diagonal symmetry for box splitting, but we definitely could. It's not out of the option. Yeah. So I think, so there's, so there's a thing called top-down design, and then there's bottom-up. So what that means is, so the top is like the high-level stuff, right? So top is you like lay out your packing, and then you say, I don't know what's going to happen here yet. I don't know the details yet, but I know this area is going to be the head, this is the tail, etc., etc., etc. And you have like the very overall thing, and then you go down and work out the details. So that's top down, and then there's bottom up. So bottom up is you say, okay, I'm going to make my head, I'm going to take as much space as I need, and then I will work out how it fits into everything else. So that's bottom, because you start with the low level details, and then you work your way up. So there's no one way to do origami. This, right now, I'm definitely doing a bottom-up approach. So I'm definitely starting with the details, and then later I'll see how it fits into the rest of the model. Okay, let me take a quick water break. Alright. What happened? Okay. Okay, so I have something here. Okay, so right off the bat, one thing that needs to be decided is my jaw going to fold like this, like open bottom, or like this, open top? So imagine there's a lower jaw down here. So for example, do I want my, let's say this is my like thing here that goes over. Do I want to have it like this, or do I want to have it like this? And I think that this latter option is the way to go, because you get a full vertical seam down like that, whereas here you get the full horizontal seam, which maybe we want, but I'm leaning towards the latter, because the vertical seam is what we're paying for with these extra flaps. So, any tips for folding the region 3.5? So, yeah, there is actually a photo diagrams guide. I can put the link somewhere at some point, but it was made by a guy named Daniel Brown, who I guess he folded a bunch of regions and like took pictures along the way. So it's actually very helpful. I followed along from mine, especially with like the head shaping and stuff. It's not super clear from just the crease pattern. So if you're in the Discord server, you can ask around and someone will point you to it. But that's like a big game changer, is to have the photo diagram guides. Let's see. Other than that, you definitely want it to be test folding. So like test out the shoulder scales, because that's one of the hardest parts. Bodo, who was here earlier, has a design of, it's called a Chernogin. So it's basically like a ryujin with the head, shoulders, and tail, and that's it. So there's only two legs. There's no body. It's a 32 grid. So I think that's really good practice. I folded that before my 3.5, and you get all the hard parts to practice with. Okay, so this was supposed to be a nostril, and it's getting super thick, which is not amazing. But somehow I would like pull this open, and there's a nostril. It's not amazing. It doesn't quite look like a skeleton yet. But I think with the rest of if I can get the rest of it to work, I think it would be good. So let's continue with this. So I think we're going to need the full flap length. So I'm going to raise this up. Okay, so this is what I was going for, which is this what we want? I don't know. So see how there's a hole there? So I'm thinking we maybe can pull off this illusion. Again, origami is all about illusions. I'm also thinking, so we want to always make flaps as short as possible, because the amount of paper a flap takes up is proportional to the square of the length. So if possible, so let's go back to, let me draw what we have so far again. So we have something like this. Okay, there's our nostril. Then we have something that goes like that, and that's our front. So let me get a color pen. Sorry, give me a second. So the actual flaps we're going to draw in black. Can you see this purple? Is that clear that's different? Let me see. Maybe is this red? Okay, I think that's clear enough. So the actual circle, the hole that we're creating, it looks like that. We're creating an illusion there. Here's the big hole, which is that. And what we could have done is make a third one that goes like that over. But I'm thinking it's more efficient if we go like this, and then have something that goes up here. And here. What if this is even the hat? And so in this case, now we have our hole here. So I don't know if that made any sense, but I'll fold it so you can see what's going on. Chernobyl. So it's called a Chernobyl. It's named after the nuclear something incident in Chernobyl, Russia, I think, where after like the wildlife and stuff got radiation poisoning, they like became disformed or something. I don't really know. Something along those lines. Yeah. Okay. So. Okay, I'm also realizing that we had originally allocated this much space for the skull, but maybe we only need like this much. So, let's see what we can do. So we want to raise up a center flap right here, right down the middle. Sorry, I'm just gonna do some shaping. Okay, we'll come back to this. I think this is shapeable. If we can get, okay, if we can get this hole correct, I think it would nail the model. So let's try this out. How much do we want? I'm just gonna take a guess. Okay, that's probably good enough. Okay. Alright, let's cook. Alright, let's take a little bit more length here. Can you guys see this okay? The camera's getting a little bit blown out. Jun Meikawa's Orizu transformation. Is that, which one is that? I'm blanking. Is that the one that flies like a paper airplane? Okay. Oh, I see it. Do you guys see it coming together? And maybe it's just me. Okay, but I think we're on a good track. So this was okay. All right. And then all we have to do is stick this out. Okay, so here we have our 3 holes. It's not exactly what I was intending. We have a nostril, some filler hole, and then the eye hole. And I don't know if that's actually what these holes correspond to in like the real animal, but due to what's it called, a pareidolia or something, where we like imagine faces and things that aren't, we would imagine this to be an eye, even though it may or may not actually be an eye. So, man, origami is all about illusions. The bad news is that this was originally our hat, and we kind of don't have that much room for it. So we will have to figure out a way around. That's right. Okay. The one, yes, shift, what, did I mention center of mass? Anyways. Yeah, as far as I remember, I'm pretty sure that model had a specific reference, but I could be wrong. I don't know. I've only back in the day I used to love that book. I folded it a few times, and sometimes it worked, sometimes it didn't. I think it depends a lot on what kind of paper you use, like the weight of the paper, the size of the paper. It makes a big difference. I remember one time I got it to work out of printer paper, so maybe that you can try that. Like I think Kami might not fly, so but yeah, just try different papers, and maybe that will help you get it. Are you able to convert a BP grid into hex splitting in the same way that you can mix 22.5 with box splitting? So, kind of. I think we're going to switch to Ori editor soon, so if you're still curious, remind me then and I can do a quick demo. But 22.5 and box splitting don't mix super well. They mix well if you can, for example, contain it. So for example, if you have a place that's like exactly a water bomb base, you can swap that out with a bird base, no problem, right? It won't affect anything outside the bounds. In the lingo, you would say that if you have an axial closed polygon, you can replace that and it won't affect it. But in general, 22.5 and box splitting don't mix super well unless you're willing to approximate. So hex splitting and box splitting likes pleats that are like 90 degrees, right? And hex splitting you can, like you normally have your like triangles, but you can make pleats that are this way, and you can make pleats that are this way. However, the ratio between this, so it'll be this way would be, let's say this is 1. This would be, I believe, 1 over square root of 3. So this guy would be no problem. This merges perfectly well with box splitting. But these guys would not merge well. So you need some sort of way to merge these horizontal pleats that are with 1 over square root of 3 into the box splitting pleats, which are with 1. So if you watch, check my channel, I gave a lecture on this at the recent OSME about how to do that. So the answer is kind of. It is not clean, but there's a sort of janky way you can do it. Okay, so I think another thing we can try while we have our test fold is we can actually go ahead and test out the bottom jaw. So in a real model, this would not be free, right? These would be join together because this edge would continue down the paper. But since we have this free, we might as well use it. Actually, let's just see how it looks first. We're ignoring how to actually come up with the structure. Let's see how it looks. So remember that this is the paper edge, so an edge flap would be sticking out like this. Whether we like it or not, that's what it'll be. So, okay, so this is good news. So if this is our head, the jaw is going to come around like this. And right now it's super thick, but it won't actually be this thick. We'll do the same on both sides. And we'll be left with something like this. Are you guys starting to see the skull? So it's got like a huge underbite right now. But if I just kind of jank it up like this, you seen that? So I think we're on a good track with this. This whole mess is a little bit brute forced, but when it comes to skeletons, you just kind of wrinkle it and it looks like, wow, natural texture. The main thing we need to worry about right now is how to get that hat, because this hat is too short. By the way, since it's an edge flap, we can actually easily color change it. Well, I won't do it completely because it's hard to see. But all you have to do is just unwrap the top layer. Oops, gently. Like that. And I don't know if you can tell that's yellow, but yeah, so if we can get this flap to be longer, that's really all we need. Okay, so I'm going to switch over to Orieditor now. So let me grab my mouse and stuff. Sorry. Oh, here it is. Okay. Okay, let's see. How do I do this? Okay. Okay. All right. Oh, are you guys seeing everything? I think you guys are probably seeing my screen now, right? If someone could confirm in the chat that you can see my screen, that would be great. Yeah. Maybe bring that chat bar over here. Okay, great. Perfect. Thanks, guys. Okay. I'll leave the chat here so we can still see it. Dino mogging, amazing. We love the Gen Alpha lingo. Okay. Oops. Okay, so I've opened up a new, oops, sorry, I need to grab this, put this in. Oh, hello David Lee, hello Pork. There's a video echo. I'm not quite sure how to fix that. Oh, you mean like this thing? Okay, that's fine. Yeah. Okay. So I've opened up a new document in Orieditor. If you're not familiar with Orieditor, I do have a video online that you can watch how to do it. So I'm going to save this document as I'm going to do .ori, and we'll call it I don't know, dino. Okay. So first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to transcribe what I just folded. Okay, so this might take some time. So I'm going to, since it's symmetrical, I only need to draw it once. So I'm just going to draw my, oops, what's happening? There's a line of symmetry. Okay. Okay, so down here at the bottom, the thing was 2 units long. And then I had a 2-unit river, so that goes like this. Then we go up. This is 2-unit flap. and then there is a 2-unit river there. Okay. Yeah, if you're not familiar with block splitting, this will look like ancient ruins or something, so my apologies, but yeah, if you're interested in learning block splitting, you know where to go. Okay, so there's a 2-unit river here. 2 units, 2 units, 2 units, and then this one went the rest of the way to the edge. So this is what we had before, and of course it was mirrored. And by the way, if you guys weren't aware of this, Origami has a cool trick where you can draw the entire grid at once, so you can save a lot of time. So that's helpful, but in terms of packing, it's kind of annoying, so I'm just gonna get rid of that. Okay, so is this, alright, and then this went down to here. And how long do we want the jaw to be? So I think at least 6, maybe 7. Let's say 7 units, or 6. Let's say 6 units. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, so this is kind of what I meant by top down, bottom up. Is oops, what happened? What's happening? Okay, is I have this box now. Wait, why can I? What's happening? So I have this box. Oh man, what the hell? Okay. Let me mirror this. What? Okay. So I have this box, and this box is basically my top jaw. So I'm going to build the rest of my crease pattern around this. So for one thing, I need to figure out how can I get, or actually, so this flap, man, why is my mouse not cooperating today? Okay, I want to get this flap to be larger. So there's not much we can do, right? So what we actually have to do is we actually have to make this wider. So we would have to go like this. Again, this is not necessarily what is the best idea, but it's what we need to do. Man, Oriental just doesn't like me today. Okay. So see, if we extend it like this, now our flap is a little bit longer. How much longer do we need? Is the question. And for every unit that we stretch this way to the sides, we're adding all of this empty space down the middle, which is maybe not what we want, because this is gonna add up a lot of thickness in the bones, in the skull. So maybe if we can find a better way, if we can leave it like this and then find a better way to make the hat, that might be better. Probably we could even get away with some asymmetry here. We could probably even just do something like okay, so let me decrease the grid size because it's easier to count, and then there you go. Alright, so we could even just throw something like, how long do we want? 4 units? Just throw an edge flap right here. And that could be the hat. Who knows? Lower jaw will be a challenge. How do we do the lower jaw? Okay, let me turn on my, oh shoot. Let me turn on my camera real quick. We'll be toggling between them. Forgive the echo for a bit. Okay. Can you, how come you can't see my camera? What happened? Let's remove. Where is it? Where's the video capture? Here it is. We want new stream camera. Okay, we're back. All right. So, oh, sorry. Okay. Yeah. So here's the problem is we need it to go higher up. So basically, this flap can't actually go longer than this. These guys have to be the same length. There's not much longer they can go. One option is we can easily have it go. We can have it like swing out like this, or like it becomes wider. This is just this. It wouldn't actually be like this, but it would somehow kind of put it out. Like we can make it thicker out here, right? We just can't make it go. We can't make it go longer, like further away from the base, but we can make it wider for free, basically, or not for free, but like we can do that. So if somehow we can make the wizard hat like sit back like this. Oh, this is getting blown out, man. Okay, I wonder if I need to shade this. Didn't help. Can I go like this? This is a really terrible camera. Alright, whatever. Okay, go like this. Okay, that works. So, what was I saying? Oh yeah, if we can make the hat like sit at the back of his head, kind of like that, then maybe, yeah, or the hat like at an angle or something, right? Then that could help us save some length. So that's kind of a challenge right now. Yeah, I don't know if you can tell, but I'm kind of an OBS noob. If you want to tell me where is it, like blending mode or something? Blending mode, darken. Oh no, we don't want that. Yeah, I don't know. If you can, yeah, Crascodalia. If you know of a way to let me know, but otherwise I'll just tinker around, figure it out next time. Yeah. Okay, let's go back to this. So let me go back to the Orietta, because it's not completely lost. I think making the flap longer is a fair play, because it is, again, the hat was specifically mentioned in the prompt, so it's like important, right? So I don't like, so previously I had suggested that we put the flap to the side. I'm not a huge fan of that, because we do need a place for the jaw to go. So here's what we'll do. We will do a sort of compromise. So let's cut this off here. And we don't want to expand the head too much, because we don't need width here. Just adding width is just going to add thickness for no reason and take away width from somewhere else. But we can add the width here, and it will be weird, but we can. So, man. Okay. So let's just say we expanded by 2 units, which is quite a lot. Right? It's 2 units? I think 2 units is enough. I think if we can get, the thing to be 2 units longer, I think we'd be in good shape. Yeah. Okay. Man, why is this doing this? I don't understand why it's like this. Normally it'll snap, but man, it's really. See how it's like slightly off? So this would have been super annoying. Okay. Let me delete the edge. So I want to delete edge. Okay. And I want to, go something like this. So this is my longer hat now. I wonder if it doesn't like running OBS and Origami at the same time. I wonder if it's just too much computation power. Okay, right click to go on the hand cam. Okay, cool. Thank you, Custody. I'll try it next time we go back to camera. Oh, wait, why did it just do that? Man, literally just draw the line, man. Oh, look at this whole mess. Okay, I'm gonna delete this whole thing and redraw it. Okay, it's just annoying. Okay. Oh, hi Michael. Long time no see. Okay. What else do we want? So, I think this, if I can imagine, I wonder if I can do screen and camera. Oh, yeah, it's fine. So if I imagine this flap to be a little bit longer, and we can actually put a little bit of extra paper on top, just like, I don't know. We don't want to use too much height, so let's put maybe just like 2 units. So this will give us a little bit of room to widen the hat, or maybe if the color change will need it, then this gives us a little extra space. Honestly, I think as long as we can just make like a cone, that's like hat enough. Doesn't need to be perfect. Oh man. I wonder if turning up vertex will help. Okay, so you might be asking, well, what are we going to do with all this space here? I think it's okay. So I think what we can do is we can put our lower jaw pieces. So this jaw is 6 units long, more or less. Yeah, 6 units should be enough. So if I make, okay, so by the way, just to remind you guys, each one grid square here is actually 2 squares. So we're just using it on this, less, the more coarser grain, so that's easier to count. So let's count 3 flaps here, and the extra thick, all this up here will become teeth somehow. As to actually how, we'll figure that out then. But yeah, okay, you get the idea. All right. And I also like to have a count going. So this is, oops. What the hell? What? How come I can't draw right now? Okay, so this is counting every 8 units. And so we don't want to use too many. Like, once we get out to here, what? Okay, we're already using, this is already partial 64ths on the 32 by 32 grid. Is that right? No. I can't count. But anyways, so we just want to keep track of how much space we're using. What are we doing? Okay, here's an idea. Since we're doing something very different right now, I'm just gonna duplicate this because maybe we want to come back to our old idea. I needed to snap to a grid point. This is so annoying. That better have snapped. Okay, I think it did. Okay, so what if we actually make this a diagonal grid? So I mentioned this earlier, but what that would mean is somewhere here, let's give ourselves a little extra room. So, man, okay, so something like this. Oh man, I don't know what's wrong with Origami today. It's normally not this annoying to work with. Yeah. Okay. So then we would do the same thing here. So let me just delete this because it's not going to be the same. Okay, this better not disappear on me. Okay, nice. So that, and this edge would extend down further to some amount. We don't quite know how much yet. Alright, good to see you, Cascadita. Thanks for stopping by. So we need to make the lower jaw, and eventually we're going to make, assume the front arms will be here too. So the reason why we might want to do it like this is because we know that the legs and tail are going to take up a lot of space. So that will put the legs out here on the side corners, and then the tail will be this bottom corner. Let's see. Why did this move? I could have sworn this was on grid points just a second ago. Now that I think about it, I don't know if I like this diagonal version. Okay, so let's pretend we just let's just move on with this. Okay, so let's pretend this is all good to go. I'm going to mirror this. Will it let me mirror this? Hello. Okay. Okay, nice. So you may be wondering, what's next? So in the I hate this. Okay. So in the tree, after we have our jaw, we're gonna need some sort of neck. So I'm guessing the neck can be, just looking at my scale model right now, I'm thinking, wait, actually, where's the sketch? Sorry, you guys can't see this real quick. We can do, let's start with 4 units as a river. So 4 units on this grid scale is gonna look like 2 units. So we're going to make a river. This river just has to wind around. What? Like that. Okay, so the end is in sight. I think I see a way out. So I think what we can do is, let's if you'll let me do what I want. Okay, let's draw our border here. Let's extend our border down. We always love it when our border is an increment of 4. So let's draw some marks. And I was going to copy and paste that line, but we know today the copy and paste is not behaving well, so I'm not going to do it. Okay. So the legs, the front arm is not that long, but I think making about the same length as the jaw is okay. It's like pretty good. And we can actually get a second flap in here. So one flap will be the arm that sticks out, and the other one will be like the shoulder blade, I think. So this actually looks alright. I'm actually not terribly worried. Oh, okay. I think I see the end. I see the lights, guys. So let's figure out how much height we have left, because we're starting to eat up into our height. So we used let's call this one block. So we use 8 blocks this way, and this cuts off right here. Yeah, will it really not let me draw? Okay. So we need to count 8 of these blocks. So it'll be easier like this. So in this view is an 8 by 8 grid. Okay, this better snap. Come on. Come on, come on, come on. Okay. So just to make it easier to count, we just need to count, see how it's 8 wide, and we just need to count 8 tall. We need 3 more. Okay. And we can reset our grid back to normal. This closes off. Okay, so now we need to do so what we have so far is we have our skull, we have the neck, then we have the arms. So the next step is the rib cages. It's going to be rib cages and then 2 long legs and then a long tail. So this is stuff we can do on paper. It's a little easier than trying to imagine it. I wonder if we're screwed. I wonder if we need more. Maybe we do need more vertical space. So maybe this is not great. The rib cages would be nice to be able to do out of level shifters. Don't see. So, okay, here's the problem. The problem is that we have this huge top jaw that's taking up so much vertical space. So it's just getting in the way of everything. In general, probably what we want. So okay, let's figure out how long the leg is going to be. So okay, you know what? Let's go back to the video real quick. Okay. It's time to figure out proportions, because this will be our guiding factor. Oh, also it seems like it darkened on its own. So, yeah, thanks for the tip, Crascodalia, but I think it works now. So this is the head, and it's about 3 units long, right? We divided it into partials, so it looks like 6, but it's actually 3 units long. Right. So how long is let's say, so we want to know how long is the leg proportional to the length of this upper jaw. So let me just look at a picture real quick. And the leg is maybe, I don't know, 3 times the length of the head, which I think checks out in or maybe a little longer, but at least 3 times. So we're gonna need at least 9 units for the leg. Let me write that down. So we want 9. So so over here. So this head, just roughly, is 3. This, I think we said 2, 3, 3. That's good. This one needs to be greater than 9, greater than or equal to 9, greater than or equal to 9. And then the tail needs to be very long. So maybe. Oh wait, unless we cartoonify it, then we're okay. So maybe that's our ticket out of here. If we can make the body proportional to itself, and then the head is like bigger, then we're in business. Otherwise, yeah, okay. So it looks like the tail is about maybe I'd say like 50% larger than than the legs. So let's just say this is like at least 15. That's big. So we definitely don't have room for this at the moment. If we scale this down to let's sketch out like a chibi one to make sure our proportions are correct. So currently our head is like this. Currently we have 3 units here, and this includes something like that. Nose hole, middle hole, eye hole. Okay, looks good. Then we have something that goes up and is a hat. So something goes up, makes the hat. Okay. Yeah, alright, let me zoom in. Okay, alright. Good to see you, Miko. Thanks for stopping by. Let's see. Yes, T-Rex arms can be short. Yeah, we had an extra room there, so it just happened to fit. But yeah, if something gets scrapped, it's gonna be the arms for sure. Oh, try to diagram. Oh, what do you diagram in Hershey? But anyways, yeah, good luck. Okay, so then we have our lower jaw, which is about the same length, and we'll probably have teeth. Okay, we're on a good track. I think this is looking good. Hopefully, or let's see. We did make the hat a little bit longer, so the hat might look something more like this, which I think is a good size. So I think we're on track for that. And then we said that the neck would be 2 units long, and we probably will be level shifting out at this point, so it's probably thick now. Then we said that the arms are going to come out here, and they're 3 units long, so 3 units long like this, and then we have extra space to do claws, or I don't really know, something. Okay. Oh, okay, so that's what we had already. What do we actually want it to look like? So I should have not drawn that. Let me restart the sketch on the next page, because we need to start thinking in big. So let me make sure. Oh, sorry. Unzoom. Sheesh. Okay. Okay. So I'm going to draw the head bigger this time. So here's our 3 units. Okay. Hole, hole, hole. Hat. The hat goes off the page. Okay. Here's the lower jaw. Connects teeth. Okay. So what would a wizard T-Rex look like? Sorry. What would a chibi, like cartoonified T-Rex look like? So the neck is maybe 1 unit, and then the arm is, I don't know, like 2 units out, 2 units or something, and then like this. And then how big do we want the rib cage? The rib cage, I wonder if the rib cage can start here. Okay, you guys let me know if something looks weird here. Here's the legs. Okay, so it's like a baby wizard, baby T-Rex, isn't it, right? So something like this looks not terrible. Definitely not as terrifying as the other one. Well, yeah, but this is going to be much easier for us to make. So, in this is 1 unit. So this neck now becomes 1. The arms are whatever leftover paper we give it, basically. This body is what, like 2, 3-ish. Let's say 2. Okay, we can get away with 2 or 3 based on how we shape. This leg looks like, I don't know. Unfortunately, it's still looking pretty big. how small can we get away with it? Like, oh wait, no. Wait, 2. Okay, I'd say maybe like, so here, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1. This is 2, 3, 4, 5. We can give it 6. So let's say 6, and that's pretty generous already. And then this tail is, we can make this tail longer. Even babies have long tails. So this would be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So we can say 6 again. Okay, whatever. Alright, so with this tree, it's a little bit more feasible to fit in our square without going overboard. We are going to make the square bigger though, I think. So let's switch back over to Edita. Okay. And I think, let's see. So here's what I like to do. I like to just, oh man, I like to just draw a line down here. I hate this. Okay. Okay. Don't tell me that was off. Okay, that's fine. So one side is we're gonna leave untouched because we might decide to come back, and the other side we're gonna redraw or make our changes on. So this left side is gonna be the new side, the side with the changes we just talked about. So our neck is now going to be 1 unit long. And arms, we don't know. We also don't care that much about where the arms go. So if we wanted to fit a tail down here, it would probably be in the middle. So the tail would look something like 6, 8. You know, let's give it a little bit longer. So let's say, oh no. Okay, so we're limited to this because any further than that and it would intersect. Wait, I forgot the ribs. Okay, so if we look down the center line, ignoring the limbs, it's going to start with the jaw, then the neck, then it's going to go to the rib cage, which is, we might need level shift or something, but let's just say it's, okay, we're going to say it's 2 units. It's pretty skinny. Yeah, we're really counting on this cheapiness, but and then that only leaves us with 6 units for the tail, which is not terrible, but we could always do with a larger tail. So what I was considering just now was expanding the grid size. So expanding us to be maybe here, and that would bump us up to a 40 by 40 grid, which is pretty reasonable. Oh wait. Oh, I don't know. So we could expand to here. Why does it keep doing that? I don't get it. What? Man. Again, Oriedita is normally a very nice software to use. I don't know why it's not behaving nicely today. No, the hat is going to be the same piece. Yeah, we don't need another piece. So the hat is up here, and we can reverse. Since it's on the edge, we can flip this edge to get the backside color, and then yeah. Okay, so okay, maybe we can do like this. So this is our leg. This is the tail. So the tail is currently 10 units, I think. and the leg is 8, which is extra. We have room to waste around. This is our river. Gonna cut those two off. Okay. And okay. So here's the deal, right? We have all this for arms, which we don't need this. Oh, I have an idea. What if we make it hold a wand or something? I'm sure we can find something fun to put in his hands. So we'll give him this whole thing. And that leaves us with this whole area for ribs. So I think, well, okay. I think how do we want to fill this in? What the hell is going on? Oh, this is so annoying. Okay, let's make this 3. And then let's make this 4. So I know in the beginning I said that we would not do individual ribs, but since we have the paper for it, I think we can afford it, because we gotta do something with this paper anyways. So it's gonna look something like this. So there's 2 ribs right here, and then you have to make sure that these 3 unit flaps don't get inverted, because sometimes that happens with flaps that are odd length. Yeah, so something. It doesn't really matter exactly what happens down here. So, yeah, I think we're in good shape. So, okay, it doesn't look like much, but I think the bulk of the work is done. So, like I said last time, like the head is the main difficulty. Once we have that, everything else should be pretty easy. And our grid size right now is so this is 1, 2, 3, 4 times 4, 16, plus 18 times 2 is 38. 38 with partial, can't do math, 76? I think we have 38, mostly 38ths with partial 76ths. So, this is not amazing, like, we have to divide by 9 at first, which is not, or, wait, am I blind? Hold on. Oh, 36, yeah, you're right, 36. Yeah, 36, wait, sorry, that's too, I should go to sleep soon. Can't count. Okay, how many is this? Yeah, right, 9. Okay, so 9 times 36. So 36 with partial 72. That's actually pretty reasonable. That's actually not terrible. What is it has to be? Okay, so how long has this been? It's been like 2 hours. I think it's time to take a break. So this doesn't look like a lot. Let me turn on my camera again. But I think we're at a good place. We can stop here for tonight. This here was like the main thing that we wanted to do. The rest of it was just for show. And honestly, if I don't feel like making the grid, I might just go back to the original prompt and just make only the hat and the head and skip the rest. But I think it'd be fun to make the full skeleton. Yeah. Okay. Unless you guys have any other questions or things you want to see, I think it's time to wrap it up. So. Cool. All right. Well, I don't see anything coming in the chat. So thank you guys so much for coming in. This was the first stream, and I didn't really know how it goes, but you guys made it a great stream. So thanks so much for participating. and I will probably see you in this reel within the next week or so or something. Will I live stream the finish? Maybe. I guess we'll see how I feel then. It may or may not be super interesting, but yeah, we'll see. We'll see. Yeah, we'll see. All right. Thank you guys so much. I think I'm gonna turn it off. All right. See you guys.